Hey guys, this is Bellagio, and this is going to be part 2 of my team preparation for upcoming Kizuna in about an hour actually. So we'll talk about team prep for Super Boss Dex and Super Boss Strength. Let's go with Super Boss Dex first, alright? My feeling is that Super Boss Dex is going to be easier to fight against compared to Super Boss Strength. So the team that I came up with is basically Lubon. This team here, we have been using it for, I think, for the past 2 Super Boss. I don't remember, but I think we use it a lot, okay? So it's already a proven team that going to produce quite decent damage output against Super Boss. So let's just go over it real quick. Our friend captain for this team is going to be no one else but this guy, the Dr. Vegapunk. So make sure that you have this as our friend captain. His friend captain ability, one of the key things is that it's going to remove the spatial reverse by 10 turns on the crew. So anything that is spatial reverse gimmicks is going to be prevented. So he's really good. Alright, back to this team, okay? Let's go over the gimmicks and how we're going to deal with that real quick. So stage 2, we are going to have 6 turns of defense to deal with, and my plan is to activate Saturn Spatial. Then it will give us the chain boost. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, territory strength, and then chain boost, chain min max. That's what I meant. And then the IDT. Okay, the increased damage taken by 2.5. So with 3 boosted, I think we should be able to kill. We don't have to worry about this 5 turn top roll spatial reverse. We don't have to worry about this because we are going to have rainbow shield, not rainbow shield, rainbow slots. Okay, but the only thing that we have to worry is this 3 turn barriers strength. We are going, as I said, we have rainbow slots, so we are not going to be able to break these barriers. The only unit here that can is Usolith right here, and Usolith has barrier pierce, which is going to be able to hit through. So the plan is we're gonna tap on Usolith unit, the very last unit, to get the highest maximum damage output as possible. Okay, so that should kill stage 2. We don't have to launch anything else but the Saturn Special. Alright, move on to stage 3. These 2 gimmicks are going to be cancelled by at last if you launch it twice, and then Dr. Vegapunk Special is gonna remove those. So we don't have to worry about it. If you don't, we don't have to worry about it. And then this also we don't need to worry about it. And then territory enemy will be removed. We are going to put a lot of territories on our field. And then yeah, we're gonna trigger this interruption because let's look at my sequence right away. Yeah. So my sequence here is that on stage 3, we're gonna launch Luffy Special, we're gonna launch Atlas Special the first time, we're gonna pick attack and slot, we're gonna use Dr. Vegapunk Super Class to change slot boost to stackable slot boost, okay? And then after activate Dr. Vegapunk here, it will trigger this because Dr. Vegapunk will give us 3.75 type boost. And yeah, this will be triggered. We will get 6 turn of spatial bind, and that's why Kuma Special launch after that to get rid of all the spatial bind. And chain min max, we don't chain attack down by 4 turns. If the chain is less than 3, we don't have to worry about that because our Saturn chain min max block should be carried over to this turn. All right, and then yeah, and then the rest is you just activate everything else. Yeah, for the second time, at last you want to use at last super type before activate her special second time, and choose attack again, and choose attack based on rainbow shield, and then use also list swap spatial superclass Saturn. Yeah, everything is pretty straightforward. The sequence here is not that important anymore. yeah, but follow my sequence here is better because there's a little bit of this and that, but yeah. This team, if you activate everything, you will start hitting with Kuma and then Luffy. And then the next would be, it could be anything, but then you end up final tap with Saturn, of course. Yeah. So it is proven that this team works and gonna deal a lot of damage. However, is this the best team? At this point, I don't know, but I think there might be chances that we could come up with emote teams as a captain, and we might be able to make use of the, you know, Chamlock or Gungo, and you know the dual units of the 5 elders. So it might work, but I have actually not put my thought into it. I just know that this team worked for sure. As you can see that all the gimmicks we can deal with all the gimmicks, and this team is already proven that damage is high. Okay, however, high compared to emote teams, probably not, but does emote team works on the gimmicks? That's something that we have to like figure out. At this point, I haven't seen, or well, actually, I haven't thought about that team with the emote version. So I'll keep thinking about it, and if you guys know, or if you guys, you know, have any questions or comments, feel free to drop me on the comment section. Okay, I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. Now, move on to the strength team. I think strength team is going to be problematic for us this time, because the strength team is the one that not many people is going to be able to deal with. And the team I made here is also quite, I'd say, unfriendly. It's you gotta pull pretty much all the Blackbeard units that came out recently. All right, let's go through this team real quick. So this team I have here, the friend captain is going to be Blackbeard. So we're gonna have this Blackbeard, two of this Blackbeard in our team. So friend captain as our Blackbeard as our friend captain, and then our captain I put Lafetti, because there's a reason for that. We'll go to that in a bit. All right. So on this super boss, the strength version, they recommend us to bring quick and int, but you don't need to follow this as long as your unit, your teams, falls in the boosted pool. You know, this pool. If we go out and then we go here, select Kizuna, information, you scroll down all the way. If your units falls in this pool, as you can see here, the Yonkos and the Imu are in this pool, so it might be okay. You have like special charge time 15 turns reduction at the start of the quest, so it might be workable. It might be doable. That's what I mean. But the game wants you to use pretty straightforward Blackbeard team, quick and free spirit. As you can see here, weakness is free spirit, and then quick and in is included in here. All right. So on stage 2, this is another proof that they want us to use Blackbeard, because if you look at the gimmicks, 6 turns of paralysis slot change to paralysis slot, and then barrier with 1 recovery hit 1 time. Okay, and then this as well, 1 turn of special limit use. So if you check Blackbeard captain ability, it does say that if you have somewhat like a certain amount of Blackbeard teams, then you get rid of 10 turns of special limit use, so that you don't have to worry about if you have Blackbeard as your friend captain. And then if you remember the PKA, yeah, we used the Van Ogre and Katarina switch to get rid of the paralysis slot. So that is the same mechanic. All you have to do is switch Van Cat, and then Van Cat will basically change all the paralysis slot to matching slot. However, on themselves will be a recovery slot. So use that recovery slot to break this barrier and then just kill everything. Okay, so that's going to be this team mechanic to counter the gimmick here. This gimmick is basically designed for us to use Blackbeard team. Alright. Now, on stage 3, this is when it gets tricky. Okay. Territory, we're not going to have to worry about that because this team here is going to put a lot of territory on our field. 7 turn of Thresholds and 13 turn of Rainbow Shield. We're not going to have to worry about this either because the main thing is Blackbeard's special does say that if you have 4 or more Blackbeard pirates, 4 Emperors, then right here, Blackbeard Pirate Worst Generation, characters normal attack gonna ignore defense. So this is what we're gonna use. So we're not gonna have to worry about these two. And what I mean is that we're not gonna remove them. Yeah. So this is important. We're not gonna remove, especially this Rainbow Shield. Why? Because this Blackbeard EX special, it does say that it boosts crew attack based on damage reduction effect apply on the enemy side. So that is basically this 13 Rainbow Shield. 90%, that's high. We don't want to remove it. 90%, if we do the math, this boost on the EX is going to be 2.8. Because it does give us example. For example, it said that the base boost is 1.8. If enemy has 50% damage reduction, then it will be 2.3. So that's like 0.5 add from 1.8. And we have 90%, that means we're gonna have 0.9, right? 0.9 add to 1.8, so we're gonna have 2.7, sorry. 2.7 boost on this. So that's why we don't want to remove it. Okay? Alright, next thing is, this is a little bit crazy. 10 turns of chain min-max lock at 1.1. This is ridiculous. Let me double check. Is there any of the Blackbeard units that I have here captain ability that prevent that? I don't think so. I think I read through it, but I didn't see any. Yeah, not this one. Is it him? Despair duration by 10 turns, so not him either. Yeah, I don't think any of this unit prevent lock chain multiplier. Okay, yeah, not him. And not Lafayette. Yeah, Lafayette prevent the spatial bind. Okay, yeah, so this 10 turn of chain min-max locked at 1.1 is really not good on us. So we know that Lafayette's special going to remove 7 turns. But 7 turns is not enough, we need 3 more. And that is why I said Laf's special plus support. And this is the only support that we can use. This guy, I call him GMJ. Okay, I don't remember his name. Guernica, Maha, and Joseph. So GMJ. GMJ support says that once per quest, if inflict with lock chain modifier effect or special, so in this case it's going to activate. Okay, then it's going to remove 3 turns, so 10's down to 7. Then Lafayette special gonna remove that. Okay, so this is the only support out there that can use on this team, and it has to be plugged together with Van Cat. And this sucks because Van Cat does have something like this. This said, if we have an int type support for the character, then we get weakness. Now we don't have that anymore because we are obligated to use this GMJ as the support for this team, for this Van Cat. Alright, so we lose that, but it is okay. I think it is important that we are having chain min-max higher than 1.1. So that's explained a little bit on why we need the support here. Okay, then move on to slot boost. Okay, we are going to activate this. Okay, we are not activate. We are going to trigger this because Van Cat special will trigger it. It's going to boost. If we launch Van Cat special, it's going to boost slot by something. I don't remember, 3 or 3.25. I'm not sure. 3 by 3 for 3 turns. Okay. And then we're gonna get 10 turns special bind, and that's why I have Lafette as my captain, because Lafette, as you can see here, captain ability, he says that if you have 3 or more Blackbeard in your team, then Blackbeard characters attack +1/+1 and then reduce crew special bind duration by 10 turns. So the interruption of 10 turn special bind will be cancelled automatically. Okay, so I put a bold text here, said that we must have Lav as captain or friend captain or swap to be captain before we trigger this. Okay, but in this case I put him as captain, so it should work. Alright, so the sequence is important. Now we know that we are going to be able to deal with all the gimmicks. The sequence is important because there are so many if clauses in Blackbeard's team's special. Okay, so what we have to do is, you know, on second stage we swap Van Cat and hit, right? On the third stage we're gonna have to use Van Cat superclass first, because doing that is going to give us territory free spirit. Okay, and then it will cut HP by 80%, and then we will have a full board of tendon slot, except the Van Cat. Van Cat themselves will have recovery slot, but that doesn't matter. Okay, we just have one. We're okay to have one recovery slot. Then Van Cat special. Van Cat special said that if you have free spirit territory, then it will give something blah 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 blah. Anyway, yeah, we want this damage due to delay or IDT, which is increased damage taken by 2.5. That's 3 turns. Okay, we're gonna have this, but keep in mind we don't have delay on the enemy yet, and we haven't put IDT on the enemy either. So this boost means nothing for us if we don't have these 2 conditions. Okay, keep that in mind. And then the slot for ×3 for 3 turns. Then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna swap Burial, which is Burgess and Shiril right here on the bottom left corner. That will give us, if you do the swap, that will give us 30% resistance on quick and int. And make sure that, okay, these 2 units here, Van Cat and Burial, you gotta start with int version, so that when you swap them, you do the super swap, then it will become quick, so that you gain the type boost effect. Okay, make sure you don't miss that. Alright, then Burial special as our 4th step. That will give us chain growth rate for 3 turns, and then it is important that we put quick type. It doesn't have to be this guy. I just put him here because he is quick, just represent. But at this point, it could be any quick that basically boost damage. Let's just put this quick. I know of one quick unit that is very good in this case, and that is going to be Luffy, this guy. Yeah, we can put this quick unit here. Okay. So it does say that if you have quick type as your support, then it's going to give you quick territory. It is important, and as you can see here, you need to fulfill it. If the enemy has damage reduction, which is yes, the enemy gonna have 13 turns of damage reduction, and then quick as the support, then it's going to give us territory quick type. So by this point, we should have territory quick and territory free spirit, 2 of them both. Okay, what else? Let's see. So Burgess Burial is going to give us territory quick and then attack 3.25 by 3 turns. Then we can activate Blackbeard, our Blackbeard. Okay, it does say that if the field has territory quick and free spirit, now we fulfill this, then we're gonna get boost type, boost quick type free spirit, which basically the whole team, our team here is quick type free spirit. We're gonna get this type boost by 8 for 3 turns. Okay, and Yeah, don't worry about that. But by 8 for 3 turns. And then we're gonna get other perks, which I'm not gonna really mention about it. It's too long. But yeah, launching it before launching Lafetti special is important. Because if you don't do this, Lafetti, if you launch his special, you will not change the type boost from Blackbeard to stackable type boost, okay? It has to be type boost from Blackbeard as well. That's one freaking complication. Alright, then what I have next is, what is this? You launch Blackbeard's special, and then you launch Blackbeard's EX, yes. Okay, you're gonna get quick free spirit type boost by 8 for 3 turns, and then attack, yeah, all those stuff. You set defense to 0, and then you hit ignore defense. You're gonna get attack based on Rainbow Shield. This is from EX now, and this is important. Super quick slot, and also allow tandem with quick. Super quick still considered quick, so allow tandem with quick slot for 3 turns. This is important. We need to activate this. So this EX of Blackbeard is going to be coming from your friend Captain Blackbeard. Just just adding that information. And then we don't have Doc Q here. I thought when I think about this team, I actually considered about using Doc Q, but at the end I think removing him gonna give us more benefit. By having 2 Blackbeards, we're gonna get a lot of Captain boost, and also a lot boost from the stackable type boost and type boost. So have 2 of them together, that's like huge. It's like 7 and 8. 56. Yeah. Alright. So next is gonna be AVS, Spatial and Super Type. AVS is this guy. AVS. Alvaro Pizarro, Vasco Shot, and San Juan Wolf. So AVS. AVS, Special, and Super Type. Special is going to remove 2 turns on the allow tandem to quick, and that is why this has to be activated after you activate Friend Captain EX, okay? So if you activate Friend Captain EX, you get this allow tandem. You get this allow tandem to quick by 3 turns first, then activate AVS Special, then you will get it will remove 2 turns from that, from this 3 turns. It will remove 2 turns, and then it will give you it will allow you to have 2 damage due to something boost. So we already have 1 activated, damage due to delay and IDT, but as I mentioned, at this point we haven't put any delay or we haven't put IDT to the enemy yet, so we're not getting this yet technically. However, we now allow another boost based on due to, okay? Then we're gonna get Rainbow Shield on our crew, on ourselves, on our side, and then damage due to defense down. Damage due to defense down by 2.5. This we will get for sure because Blackbeard already put defense to 0. Okay, so this will activate it. This is something we really get now. And then chain by 1.6. Chain by 1.6 coming from what? Oops, wrong. Chain from 1.6 coming from yeah. Oh no, we're not gonna get chain time 1.6. My bad. We're gonna get delay instead. Chain time 1.6. I have to remove that. Sorry guys, I don't know where it is at. Okay, here. So we don't get chain times 1.6 anymore because we have to use quick type as a support in order to put delays on enemy by 1 turn, ignoring immunity. So unfortunately, this VV gonna have that immunity as you can see here, effect immunity right here. So we're gonna need to have quick type as a support, and you don't have to use this quick. It could be any other quick, but at this point, I think I just want to put them there. No, actually, I should use something else. Yeah, maybe put him there. Alright, so next is... Where are we? Okay, we're gonna have Rainbow Shield on our side, 60%, and on the crew, that are already good. Boost base attack on crew. This is from the super type. Super type of AVS will give us boost base attack on RBS base on crew, so 60% is gonna give us 1.6. Okay, I should add some information here, which is delay. Okay, now we're going to delay oops, 1 turn. So with this delay 1 turn, this damage due to delay is now good. Okay, we're gonna get that. Okay, what else? Then, yeah, next step would be Lafetti Spatial, so that we replace Chain Min Max with, instead of 1.1 to like 2.75 and then up to 40, and that is crucial. Okay, this is really important. Now we will swap with Lafetti Spatial. At this point, it will fulfill the, all the territory is there. Then we can swap. What we want to swap is that we want to swap Blackbeard, our crew Blackbeard, become our captain. Okay, and then yeah, the type boost going to change to stackable type boost, and it's going to become by 7 times. Okay, and we're going to get chain plus 1.4 from the support as in type support. And then you use Blackbeard Friend Captain, and this will give us a type boost by 8 times. Okay, then Lafetti Superclass, we're going to boost that even further. The Superclass of Lafetti is going to increase further. A type boost be able to increase further 2 times. Okay, and then you don't want to swap your captain back, because now at this point you should have Friend Captain and your captain be Blackbeard, and Blackbeard's as a captain is going to give you a lot of boost. Okay, conditions. And then you can use Burial Superclass at the very last, because Burial Superclass is going to multiply the type effect and slot effect by 1.2, so that type effect times 8 by 8 plus multiply by 1.2, so you get something like 1.2 9.6 or something. No, I don't remember. 1.2 20% of 8. Crap, I can't do it, but 1.6. Yeah, so 9.6 become 9.6. All right, that would be it. I hope this team gonna hit really hard. And the chip that I'm using is this chip, the Shark, because it's gonna boost quick and dex. Quicks, mainly strength, dex, and quick type boost, attack by 2. Yeah, it might reduce down to attack 1.9 or something by the 3rd turn. We'll see, not sure, but it's one of the chips that you can use. Really powerful chip. Alright, so that'll be it for this team. I'm going to spend some time thinking of other teams' option, but as of now, I have not thought of any other team yet, because this team I think should work, giving the highest amount of damage. However, yeah, other team that is possible, I don't really know yet. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me thumbs up, and I'll see you next one. Bye bye.